Well, here we are with home networks and telephony. I know it looks like telephony, but it's pronounced telephony. And those are our textbook topics this week. We aren't going to be discussing them a lot, mostly because I want you to focus on your final projects and your learning journals. You do have a couple options for your discussion posts this week. One is to share one of your more robust, perhaps your favorite learning journal entry. The other would be to share a blog that either you have discovered this week as part of this assignment or have been following for a while. Uh, Blogs are all over the place. They are informal or formal. They are corporate or personal. They are informative or persuasive. Lots of different kinds of blogs. Perhaps you can find one that has to do with communication technologies. Lots of techies like to blog, so there's many of them out there. Poke around a little bit, see if you can find a good one. Your learning journal, you're wrapping up this week, and I sure do hope that I don't see a whole bunch of entries all in the same week this week. I'm hoping that you wrap it up perhaps with one final entry as you take time to pause and ponder and reflect upon the various technologies. In your readings, home networking can be a real battle for a lot of people. They're easier to set up now than they used to be. Most of them come out of the box, and with just a few settings, you're able to get up and running. Your privacy settings are perhaps the most important. And then, how do you get all your devices hooked up to it? If you've got an existing home network, how do you get all your devices realigned to the new thing? And then, when do you dump your old home network and get a new one? When has the technology changed enough for you to justify all of the time, and mostly time, and sometimes the expense of setting up your home network? Have you networked your laser printer so you don't have to have so many printers? You can save a little money by networking this stuff. My television is on my network now because of Roku. That's probably a weak entry point to my home network. You have to be careful. You need to be sure that your network is secure. A lot of people out there looking for freebies, but more than that, a lot of people looking for a quick way in to dump a lot of garbage out there on the internet and not get blamed themselves. So secure your network and make sure all is well. Telephones, the same story. We usually use them and don't think about security. Well, we should. Your phones are insecure. They're wireless for the most part. Not too many landline users anymore. As soon as you go wireless, you have a security problem. As soon as you start backing up your phone to the cloud, as many celebrities found, you have a security problem. So pay attention to your readings. Don't just slough them off because we're not discussing in detail all of those things. Each of those chapters should bring home technology for you and also bring to work technology for you, as perhaps you're the techie in charge of your equipment in your little corner of the land at work. There's some other chapters we're not going to have a lot of time to cover. You may want to peek ahead there. I hope you did already. Fertile ground for a lot of final papers there in those last 3 or 4 chapters of our textbook. Take a peek, see what you think. Just because we're not covering them doesn't mean they're not important. In fact, I wish they would move some of these chapters earlier. I was tempted to assign 4 or 5 chapters this week, but that seemed like a lot. So we're going to leave it to your good graces to peek ahead and see if there's some things there for your final projects. All right, I'm looking forward to the week. It's a little bit lighter week than usual, but we are at the end of our term, aren't we? We've got some major deliverables coming up. Do a good job on those.